This morning's going to be a great morning because we get to honor one of the area's true community partners. Who is he? You'll meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Graves Pools and Spas on Highway 544 in Socastee between the Intercoastal Waterway and South Carolina 31. We're focused on local real estate trends, and we're visiting with the Coastal Carolinas Association of Realtors 2007 Realtor of the Year, Tom Maeser. Oh,
thank you.
Yeah, Tom, how about it?
Yeah, I'm very pleased.
Can you imagine?
Nice.
Big deal.
That means it's time to retire.
I'm sure your wife's telling you that.
Oh, yeah.
No.
She doesn't want me around the house.
Oh, she loves. Keep working,
yeah,
Tom.
Keep going.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
I wouldn't normally open up with the CCR's Realtor of the Year. It just happens once a year and only at a very select few. Had you won that before?
No. They usually don't duplicate that.
Yeah. It seems like there was something back in '99. Maybe you were the president of the CCR back in '99. I knew there was something you had either been president of or won a big award in, right?
And it's been a wonderful year. I also got the Patron Emeritus Award from the college, the Horry-Georgetown Tech, and that's the highest award they have. So, like my wife tells me, she says, you must really be old, and it's time for you to just settle down now.
Oh, gal, listen to that. She's just, I don't want to say she's jealous because obviously she lives through you and you live through her, and her accomplishments. Mary's amazing. Yeah.
She's much better than I, and she's made me everything I am today. How's that, honey?
How about it? Good. And you all have a grown son now, and he lives in
Raleigh, and he's in real estate also.
Right. He is with a company that you have been real active with, correct?
Yes, I used to work for Howard Perry & Walston in Raleigh, 89 to just before we moved down here in 92. Ran their new homes division up there.
Right. And he's enjoying being in the Triangle.
Right, and he's in new homes up there and has got a brand new community and enjoying it very much.
That's great, Tom. And what prompted you all to move down here in the early 90s?
I ran into Don Leonard, who had Leonard call Taylor, if you remember back in those days, and Taylor was being dropped when I got with them. I met him, and my wife and I always wanted to get to the beach eventually, and they offered me a job to run their residential division, which I did, and we came down in 92, and now about 97, they kind of merged with another company and formed the Caldwell Banker franchise here. And at that time I went with Penny Bowling, Century 21, helped her do a lot of training and grow her company. And then, of course, in 99 met Harold Swanner, and he invited me to come over and
to be the president of the Fortune Academy, which expanded from, at that time, probably one location or two maybe.
We had two instructors, one location, and one staff person. And we taught real estate pre-license and some continuing ed.
Right.
We probably did about $300,000 in tuition, something like that.
Right.
And we recently just sold Fortune Academy to a company called 360training.com.
I saw that. Yeah.
Exciting, very super company out of Austin, Texas. But when we sold it, we had 80 instructors, 14 locations, taught appraisal, home inspection, real estate, and we're probably just a little over $3 million in tuition. So it was a nice ride.
Yes, a tremendous run up there in literally 6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
In a very short amount of time.
We were very fortunate in that when the real estate industry went from 30 hours to 60 hours for pre-license training, we went to the tech colleges in the state and said, look, instead of you writing your own courses and that, we've got it already. Why don't we look at a partnership? And overnight, 8 colleges came with us. So we ended up being in 12 of the 16 colleges at the end here. So.
That is tremendous, Tom. Well, that must be a great feeling for you and Harold, of course.
Yep.
Harold, who was with us at the Art Museum with one of his friends, Santi Jim and Conkle, recently, only a couple of months ago, back in the early December, to both of y'all to see that grow. And I know when Harold bought it, I guess in the early 90s, it was just the one location.
Right.
Even before you joined him, the one location, one instructor,
Right.
and clearly nowhere close to the $3 million in tuition revenue.
Yeah.
I mean, that's must be an exciting thing for both of y'all.
It was.
That tremendous growth.
And what they're going to do basically is take our concept here and franchise it nationally. So it takes it where we probably couldn't have, and so we hope they have a wonderful success.
Well, you all have had a good spin-off from that, though, something that you all have recently kicked off. Share with viewers about Proformance Plus.
Okay, I'd be happy to. Prior to selling, we had started a real estate coaching program with real estate agents. We were training coaches. We have 3 trained people that will bring on clients to coach. So probably the average coach will have between 20 and 30 coachees, we call them.
Okay.
And their job is they go through an assessment program where we look and see what their skills are. We help them develop a business plan. Then we have an online tracking system. They have to project over the next year how many contacts they're going to make in all of the various areas for sale by owners, expireds, etc.
Right.
And then every week they have to go in and put their actual number of contacts. So we're basically holding them accountable to do what they said they were going to do.
Right, right.
So a coach is not a mentor or a trainer. The emphasis is on the mentor or trainer. Mm-hmm. In a coaching situation, the emphasis is on the coachee. My job is through using discovery questioning and to meet with you. We promise them about 2 hours a month of contact, either personal or phone, that we will help them move towards those goals, kind of direct them. We aren't going, it's the old fish, teach you to fish or give you a fish.
Right.
We're going to teach them to fish and learn how to do the things the right way.
Mm-hmm. That's tremendous.
And then we also, what we basically sold were the licensing courses that we had. We kept out the professional development courses like consumer relations, customer service, negotiating skills, who moved my cheese, all the going through change.
Sure.
And we have those available then for companies that want to put on some professional growth classes.
That's tremendous. Obviously, you won't be competing with 360 Training or Fortune Academy. You'll be kind of the next level after they finish all their basic training.
Right, and for example, we do, in partnership with the Coastal Carolina Association of Realtors, a quick start program. We're going to do about 1 a quarter, where for just $69, there's a 30-hour course for new licensees on how to get started in the business.
Just $69? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, we don't make a lot on that one, but
no,
because of the board,
getting your name out there. That's
great. The name and the board is real concerned, for professionalism, getting agents to where they should be.
Right.
And we do a great job to get them licensed, but then not a real good job afterwards. Most companies don't have the time or the money to put on training. So.
Right. Well, you and Harold and all the former folks there with you at Fortune Academy will still be very interested in supporting that idea and helping them continue to remain strong.
Absolutely.
I'm sure very interested in them, and hopefully they'll be interested in supporting Proformance Plus and y'all's opportunities. How does one become the Realtor of the Year, Tom? What did you have to do to get that?
If you live long enough. Well, I've been very active with the board for many, many years. I've been in this business 32 years going on. And I just believe that you've got to give back to the community. Mm-hmm. That was my profession. It's done us well, my whole family. So I'm very active, chair a lot of committees, did serve as president of the association. I happened to write an article for one of the greatest newspapers in the world, the Myrtle Beach Herald.
I love it. Our show sponsor, Tom. Say that again. Myrtle Beach area real estate, which has been going on now almost 4 years, 3+ years.
Yes, and I try very much to answer people's questions, but try and stay positive because it is a great industry. We don't have a bad market. It's a correcting market. Real estate's local, so stop reading those national things that tell you the market's bad.
Right, you're right, and that's a very important point, to sit back and think whatever's happening nationally, and that's not even, and clearly there's other pockets of the country that are still doing just fine or in a corrected stage, and are not experiencing some of the issues like maybe Miami,
Right.
where they're having a heck of a time.
We are right now about equal to 2004 for our number of sales.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't a bad year. 2005, 2006 were exceptional years. We're never probably going to go to that appreciation again. So it's not bad. People are listening to the big national media saying, don't buy now, prices are going to go down. Well, guess what? End of the whole year, our median and average price either went up just a little or about 8 to 12%.
Is that right?
That's not bad. So
Right.
our prices aren't going down.
Right.
They're staying the same or going up. Now, definitely there are areas where the prices are going down, where you've got a condo project with a lot of listings. The only way to sell them is to lower price.
Right,
So
right.
we do have some going that direction, but our overall market's very healthy.
Sure.
So, our average price now in single-family homes is $276,000.
Is that right? For the Coastal Carolina Association of Realtors, that's a substantial number. I mean,
Exactly.
to me, that's a big ticket. I mean, clearly it's not reaching any low points if it's selling at that number. What would that be as it relates to a national average? Do you have any idea, not to put you on the spot? I mean,
It's
what would,
higher, I think, than the national average.
Yeah.
I think the last I saw, national was in the 230 range, something like that.
a good 30. So folks clearly want to be down here.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've still got 14 million people who come here.
Right.
There's a pent-up demand. We do have a supply problem because we were hit by what I call the perfect storm. We had rapid appreciation in 2005, 2006. We had that wonderful insurance debacle where the insurance company raised the rates up to 800% for no reason. That caused investors, and listen to this number, 67% of our real estate transactions are to investor.
67%.
67.
Wow.
So if you hit the appreciation, you add something like high insurance, our new tax law, property tax law, is devastating to the investor because it goes from assessed value to fair market value, and they left the school millage on it, so the taxes are much higher than a permanent resident. Then you add the subprime mess where they're cracking down on credit. We don't have a big subprime problem here,
Right.
except the credit is so tight now that it's hard to get people qualified. Then the fifth element of the perfect storm is many areas they can't sell their home in that location to be able to move here.
Right.
So, those are things that are all working out. They're starting to correct themselves. But there's a demand here, and we've got affordable housing for, the typical not only investor but permanent resident wants to move here from another location. Very healthy interest. I've never seen interest rates as good as they're getting right now.
Right.
So everything is looking at a great recovery. We're going to have to go through these downturns with supply and demand. We still have a little oversupply. There's like 7,600 condos on the market, but last year at this time there were over 10,000.
Is that right?
And single-family home, we're at about 6,300 single-family homes on the market. But again, as though that market dwindles,
Right.
it'll pick up with turning in back to a seller's market. I
It's a
think.
great feeling, Tom, to hear you say this, because oftentimes recently we've been reading, and obviously your Myrtle Beach area real estate column is principally a question and answer, and you still take questions.
Right.
It's a Tom at proformanceplus.biz, I believe.
Right, .biz.
Folks to send you, not the old Fortune Academy address, if they've got it in their
That still
emails.
works if they
Oh,
want
good.
to.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So Tom at proformanceplus.biz, or even the formal one. But it's important that they continue firing questions, but that question and answer, unlike what we oftentimes see, and I don't want to rag anyone, but seeing locally some stories that it's truly doom and gloom.
Oh,
and
it is.
Seeing about developers who stealing or what are they're being portrayed as doing negative things,
Right.
and you can only get so depressed about the marketplace.
Yeah, I mean, if every morning you wake up and people are telling you that it's bad, you're going to start believing that.
Right.